Yo, what's going on, everybody? Your boy JP Joe Paul back in the motherfucking building. Hope everybody's having a great day. Happy Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Another Sunday means another basketball weekly. So let's not waste no time. Let's get right into it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube shit. And let's talk about this basketball. Alright, so listen, y'all. I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. I don't believe in lying on the internet, bro. It's pointless. The truth will always come out in the end. I didn't watch that much basketball this week. Not gonna lie. I've been extremely busy just with life. You know what I'm saying? Things happen over the course of life and you're not able to do the things you want to do. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, while you're trying to make things happen, you know what I'm saying, other things have to fall onto the back burner. And for this week, but NBA basketball definitely fell onto the back burner. But, you know what I'm saying, that didn't stop me from, you know what I'm saying, seeing updates, you know what I'm saying, keeping tabs on the league and seeing what's going on. And it did not stop these players from selling my fucking bag. But we will talk about that in a little bit. So first things first, we're going to talk about the MVP race. You know what I'm saying? I feel like on this channel, I definitely have not talked about, you know what I'm saying, the awards races probably as much as I should have or as much as other content creators do. And that's kind of mainly for the fact that I kind of just like to mainly remain in the moment, you know what I'm saying? And like I said a couple episodes ago, like the NBA is like a tide, you know what I'm saying? You feel up on players, you feel down on players. So I really don't see a point in, you know what I'm saying, trying to pinpoint, you know what I'm saying, oh, at this point in the season, at week 13 of the season, so-and-so is MVP. It's like, no, it doesn't really matter at this point. So once we get to, you know what I'm saying, once people get more healthy, once we get into, you know what I'm saying, playing for playoff position, that's when we get the real performances that, you know what I'm saying, warrant, you know what I'm saying, the MVP talk. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the stuff is great. Like the players I'm about to talk about, they have been fucking bodying, and that's why I'm talking about them. You know what I'm saying? They've been bringing a really high level of basketball that I feel like all of us should just kind of just embrace and just be like, you know what, listen, if nothing else, I love that these guys get to go out there and play, and at the end of the season, regardless of who wins, I got to watch some of the best players in the world have some of the best seasons ever. So you know what I'm saying? So first things first, we're gonna talk about my man Joel Embiid. This is not in any particular order in terms of who I think is going to win the MVP or anything. It's really just like how I feel in the moment, like I was saying. So first things first, we got Joel Embiid, you know what I'm saying? My man is coming, had a 50, 12, and 2 game this week. Crazy thing is, you know what I'm saying, I almost took the bet. I should have taken the bet on his over. He was playing against the Magic, but I recently have sworn off sports betting. Like I said, more on that later. Or I recently swore off sports betting, so I'm not taking the bet, and I turn around, and this dude has got 30 points in the first quarter against the, I think it was 20 points, actually. 20 points in the first quarter against the Magic, so I'm like, okay, he's about to go off for a crazy game, but Joel lately over the past just like month and a half has been just fucking body in the league. Like I talked about it last week when we were talking about the Ben Simmons situation. He's been on a 30-point scoring tear. I believe he's got 30 points in like 11 of his last 13 or maybe 12 of his last 14 games. It's been crazy. He's been just fucking really carrying and putting that Philadelphia team on his back and doing everything they need him to do. It just sucks that, you know what I'm saying, the team has put him in a position to where it's almost as if him putting up these stats are all for nothing. But if nothing else, the fact that we're getting to see Joel Embiid, you know what I'm saying, be healthy, him doing just honestly what he does to be 7 foot tall is absolutely incredible. You know what I'm saying? For him to be able to have a face-up game, be able to have mid-range jumpers, be able to back anybody down into the paint, he could just turn and dunk on you if it really comes down to it, or he can break out some finesse, he could break out a crossover, a little step back. He's an extremely skilled player, you know what I'm saying, and he's really just been, you know what I'm saying, going bonkers the last, you know what I'm saying, month and a half. So he keeps that going. I see no reason why we're not looking at Joel Embiid getting an MVP, which actually takes me right into our next person, because the number 2 person who I want to talk about is this man Nikola Jokic. Now, this man Jokic, he gets credit out the ass from the analytics nerds, you know what I'm saying? But I really don't believe that that boy nice public really understands just how nice this nigga Nikola Jokic really is. Like, there's really nothing that Jokic can't do at this point in this game. He's always been an excellent passer. He can get a bucket on anybody. He fucking gives Rudy Gobert fits every time he sees him. He's a really improved defender this year. You know what I'm saying? And him, especially with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. being injured for the Nuggets, really just able to see just everything that Jokic is and everything that makes him that MVP that he was last year. You know what I'm saying? I believe that his coach Michael Malone came out and said that he's the most disrespected reigning MVP ever, and I gotta agree with that for a guy who just came off one of the best seasons ever for a player last year. For him to come back and be improving and doing even better this year, and for really the public to not really be giving really any type of admiration outside of, oh, his team is, you know what I'm saying, they're whatever seed they are in the West, they're not really important. It's like, no. We need to really just hone in and focus on what the main thing is, the fact that Jokic does this historic shit every single season. Every single season, he's just getting better and elevating. And it's like, it's to a point where it's like, what is his peak? What is the peak of Nikola Jokic look like? Is he a 3-time MVP? Does he ever win a championship team depending on health around his team? Like, we don't know what a healthy peak Nikola Jokic really brings to the league, but we know that right now this guy is constantly improving. His goal is to get better every single year, for his team to get better every single year. And the sky's literally the limit for this guy. So Jokic really needs to be getting his credit. This past week, he had a 49-point triple-double, 49, 14, and 10 against the Clippers, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the one game that I didn't want to bet on Jokic getting a triple-double, that's the game he wants to go all the way off. But it was the exact same night that Joel Embiid has his 50-point game, so it's just like, holy shit, these guys are Jokic in particular is him. He's one of them guys. He's some guys that we need to really appreciate and really just, yes. I'm not going to keep elaborating and talking in circles. Jokic is that guy, and we need to keep talking about him. Next, my man Ja Morant. I ain't going to talk about Ja Morant too much. Just over the past week, Ja dropped 38 on Jokic, the guy I'm just talking about, and he dropped 33 on the team on the Bucks with Giannis. Ja Morant is the guy, man. Ja Morant is literally him. I was talking about Jokic being him, but Ja Morant is literally the embodiment of what you want in a franchise player as a young team. You know what I'm saying? Him being just uber athletic, him having the swag and the confidence that he carries on the court, it's infectious. I talk about Ja Morant like almost every single week on this show, so I'm not gonna elaborate too much further on him, but Ja Morant is one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? Definitely up there for MVP consideration. Like I said, I'm not sure if he'll be able to get it just because of how other guys have been playing around the league, and I don't know, because I feel like the team success will be there for him, so he'll definitely have that to fall back on. But I don't know, man, because the fact that he's in Memphis, he might not get the proper buzz. You got Steph Curry, you got Jokic, you got Joel Embiid, you got bigger markets he's competing against. He might not get it, but definitely deserves to be in the consideration. My last person I want to talk about when it comes to like my main consideration for MVP is this guy fucking Giannis, bro. Giannis is literally a guy who has been doing this shit every single year. Ever since his first MVP season, he's constantly gotten better, but constantly he's never fallen off in any other part of his game. Him getting better has not resulted in him falling off. Him being an improved jump shooter has not turned into him, you know what I'm saying, relying on jump shooting and straying away from his main strength, which is getting to the basket. Him being able to, you know what I'm saying, play a lot of improved in-ball defense is not taken away from him being the best help defender in the league. Like, he's just a guy. He's just incredible, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I am a guy who, I'm not gonna say that I was on the Joel Embiid hate train, because I've never really had any hate for it, but I was just like a guy who was just like, yo, listen, Joel Embiid just does what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He's a 6'10", uber athletic, stronger than everybody guy. He's not necessarily skilled. I was in the camp with James Harden saying he wasn't necessarily skilled, but after watching his playoff run and just after sitting down and really watching who Giannis is, it's like, nah, listen, Giannis is them. Giannis is him. Giannis is a guy who is constantly, like I said, he's got that mama mentality. He's got that fucking just something about him. He's got that it factor that you could just tell that he's a guy who is never going to be satisfied and who's always going to just be improving and getting better, and that just not stopped him this year. Him averaging 28, 11, and 6 on 52% shooting, just another day in the office, for Giannis. Who ends up winning the MVP this year? I honestly don't know. I really don't feel like I make enough, like, honestly, like, takes on this channel as far as like what I think is going to happen. So my first ever take for this channel that I'm going to declaratively state right now is that our MVP this year will probably be Giannis Antetokounmpo. I feel like it'll be Giannis. I just feel like maybe some things happen with Joel's health, and he has to miss a couple games, and that causes him to fall out. And honestly, just don't feel like Jokic just will be able to have enough wins. But listen, like I said, shout out to all them boys. Y'all stay hooping, man. Y'all making the product great. So listen, this week I was put in a position where I really had no choice but to do something that I'm not going to say straying away from, but something that I've been not really, it hasn't been on my priority list to do. You know what I'm saying? And that thing in particular is to talk about the Phoenix Suns. Now, the Phoenix Suns are. I have this weird thing when it comes to a team who makes the NBA Finals the year before. So if you make the finals the year before, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna come back. You're gonna be a really impressive regular season team. Like if you guys keep the main pieces around you, you're going to be. You're still going to be successful. You were just in the finals. You know what I'm saying? You've already clearly found something that works. So coming into the season, I don't really focus too much on those teams because it's like, okay, yes, they're going to win games, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when it comes down to the finals, are you going to be able to overcome the things that held you back? You know what I'm saying? A couple months ago, or a couple years, I guess a year ago at that point. And the Phoenix Suns are a team that kind of just fell back into it. So when the season started, I see them. They're fucking hot. They're the same team they were last year. You know what I'm saying? They're super impressive, but they're not catching teams by surprise anymore. Teams know that the Suns are an impressive bunch. They know what Chris Paul and Devin Booker look like at this point. They know what Mikal Bridges is gonna bring. They know what DeAndre Ayton's gonna bring. They know what Cam Johnson's gonna bring. They know what even guys like Cameron Payne are gonna bring. They know what Jay Crowder's gonna bring. Like they know what to expect from that nucleus of guys, you know what I'm saying? But that has not stopped the Phoenix Suns from, you know what I'm saying, being able to just rattle off and just straight up be a dominant team on both ends of the court. You can see when they play against these top teams, they are upper echelon when it comes to talent, when it comes to leadership, like the way their coach Monty Williams doing a great job with those guys, and they've got the superstar talent, and they've got just the bright blend of guys around them. You know what I'm saying? Devin Booker, his numbers are not really like jumping out the screen at you. He's averaging 24, 5, and 4. He's averaged way more points in the NBA. He's always been an above average scorer. But then when you see the way he's been playing control. He's been playing within the system. He's been playing, you know what I'm saying, as a leader. You know what I'm saying? He's been able to just be a great, you know what I'm saying, co-pilot when it comes to when Chris Paul's on the court. Like he's got to get to his spot. He's got to come off his screen, catch his, you know what I'm saying? He got that a great mid-range game. He's able to get to the rim. He's been a really improved playmaker. Him averaging that was 4 assists now. It's just like you can see that he's definitely just kept adding on to that playmaking aspect to him. He's definitely followed behind just Chris Paul's lead of Chris Paul just being the great leader that he is. You know what I'm saying? I will have questions always when it comes to Chris Paul, when it comes to him being able to take that leap and honestly be a championship point guard. I feel like he definitely has it. To this point, the reason why Chris Paul does not have a championship is beyond me. He's got the talent, he's got the heart, he's got the IQ for, he's got everything. It's just that for whatever reason, he hasn't been able to put the pieces together and be that guy, you know what I'm saying, when it comes. Just them last year getting to that finals and them, I believe I'm going up 2-0, or was it, or them winning the first game. I believe one of them, I forgot at this point. But for them to take that lead in the series and then for them to honestly just like crumble time after time, and Chris Paul being at the main front of that. Chris Paul had some times where he just had terrible turnovers. I believe it was like game 4. He just tried to do a regular like escape dribble to get away from Drew Holiday, and he just fucking lost the ball off his foot, and Milwaukee got the ball in transition. It's like things that you don't typically see from Chris Paul typically just tend to happen when you don't expect it to happen. Chris Paul, he has definitely come back this year, just focused on leading these guys, getting them back to where they're supposed to be, and you know what I'm saying, it really just speaks to it. They have had some great additions. I feel like both JaVale and Bismarck. Bismack Biyombo. I'm about to say Bismarck. Bismack Biyombo have been one of the greatest off-season, or not greatest, maybe the most important off-season and in-season signings of the year. For them, they have great depth at the center position, which is not something that a lot of teams can say they have. A lot of teams, they have either a one dominant center who's going to back people down and rebound, or they have a guy who's just a defensive specialist guy, but the Suns got it all. They have DeAndre Ayton at the head of them. They have a guy he's great two-way. He's good, great shot blocker. He's a great catch and finish guy. And then you got JaVale McGee. He's turned himself into a great offensive NBA player over the last couple of years. Him getting that NBA leadership, him becoming a champion, is really just elevated his game. So you can see that he's definitely taken that and just gotten better. My voice just sounded crazy just now. Bismack getting signed was super, just like one of those things that just like was a diamond in the rough. Honestly, they only signed him for a 10-day because I believe DeAndre Ayton was in health and safety protocols, but then they ended up signing him for the rest of the season because he's just honestly been one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? He's really just come in and added energy and done what the team needs him to do. You know what I'm saying? And the team they haven't been, you know what I'm saying, like without any controversy for themselves. They haven't really been super deep in health and safety protocols, but they have had injuries with Devin Booker. They've had injuries with DeAndre Ayton. They've had guys miss times for various reasons, but that's not stopped them from winning. You know what I'm saying? They only have 9 losses on the season. You know what I'm saying? So that just goes to show to show just how ingrained winning is into their culture right now, and it's really impressive to see. So you know what I'm saying, going forward, the main question has to be, do they make it back to the finals? When you got teams like Golden State, you got teams like I don't know if you want to say Utah. Utah's kind of falling off, but you got teams like Memphis. You got, you know what I'm saying, and then you got just. The West is always so super competitive. You're gonna have a battle every single round, so it's not really safe to say, okay, yeah, this team is definitely going to make the finals, just because look at the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about them in a minute, but look at the Lakers. They come in with all this talent, but the West is just too competitive, and they're a 500 team. So you know what I'm saying? You can't really lock in that the Suns are going to be there at the end of the season. Personally, do I believe that they'll make it to the finals? I don't know. I can't really answer that question right now. That remains to be seen. You know what I'm saying? I need to see how some things play out with the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? I need to see how some things play out with Utah. I need to see how some things play out with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Because that might end up being a first-round matchup for a team like the Suns. So, listen, there's a lot of things that can happen from now to the end of the season. But I just definitely want to give Devin Booker, Chris Paul, those guys, those flowers, because you guys have definitely been killing it. And I can just see the hunger. I can see the passion. I can see you guys just trying to get back and do what you guys feel like you deserve, which is win the championship. So, shout out to them boys. Shout out to Devin Booker, man. His nigga wanted to drop 48. I had no choice but to talk about you guys. All right, y'all. It's about time we have us a real discussion when it comes to this man, Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? I done had to break out the Laker hat today. I'm back in Laker fan mode. Something needs to be said about what's been going on just this season. I know enough's already been said. People talk about Russell Westbrook every single week. That's the point. I didn't even want to talk about the Lakers anymore on this show. I got tired of it. You know what I'm saying? When you start talking about redundant things, you start seeing that people just aren't really like intrigued in getting better and making the team better. It's like, all right, I'm not gonna have to keep talking about you when you're in fucking post game conferences talking about some people want me to average 25, 15, and 15. Like certain statements that have just been made over this past season when it comes to Russell Westbrook have just shown a complete lack of self-awareness, a complete lack of just expectations for yourself, expectations from what other people expect from you, expectations from what just like your hometown expects from you. Like Russ Westbrook coming home to LA was supposed to be a homecoming thing, you know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be something where he was supposed to come in and be that guy, be the piece, you know what I'm saying? That the hometown piece that comes in and creates this dynamic where LeBron's able to chill out and Anthony Davis is able to be a pinnacle of talent, you know what I'm saying? But things happen, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that all this shit is Russell Westbrook's fault. Definitely don't want to say that. And honestly, my main point, for all of this, just to say, we need to stop babying Russell fucking Westbrook. We need to cut it out. Every time you go on Twitter, Russell Westbrook, you're going to see understandable criticism for Russell Westbrook. Every time you go on Twitter, every time you log on, every time you open up any type of sports media site, Sports Center, anything on ESPN, Fox Sports 1, Undisputed, anything like that, you're going to see warranted criticism on Russell Westbrook because his counter numbers may look nice, but Russell Westbrook has not been a good player for the Lakers. You can afford to be a bad player when you're playing for Washington. You can afford to put up great numbers but not play great when you're playing for the Wizards. You can afford to do that shit when you're playing for Houston. You can do that shit when you're playing for OKC. But when you're playing for a team that has championship aspirations every single year, a team where that pressure is there every single year, you can't come out and visually shit the bed every single night. And that's what Russ has done every single night. He's just visually shit the bed. He's missed layups. He's turned the ball over. He's given poor effort on defense. That's actually what led to him being sat down this past week in a game against who they play against. A game against the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? This dude, he's guarding Caris LeVert at the top of the key, and he's just showing no effort. Like, he's showing no effort, no desire to want to stay in front of it. He just gives Caris LeVert a wide open walk to the basket. Caris LeVert ends up having 22 points in the fourth quarter, and it's like things like giving guys wide open lanes to the basket earlier in the game is what gives those guys confidence. So you need to offer some kind of resistance. And like I said, not blame this all on Russ. The team is poor. The team is shit. The team is a bad collection of players right now. They have all the names in the world. They got LeBron. They got AD. They got Russ, Dwight. They had Rondo. They got Melo, Trevor Ariza. They got all these names on paper that are like, you know what? These guys have always been great NBA players historically, but we're not talking historically right now. Present day, are these guys great NBA players? And the fact of the matter is, a lot of them are not. They're not. They're serviceable. On a championship team, they could be used, but you need to have these players in moderation, and you're relying on these players to have fucking basically like renaissance seasons, career renaissances. Just the fact that you guys are putting on a purple and gold jersey, it's like, no, it's not how shit works. It's not how shit works. And the thing that kind of like has turned me off about the Lakers in the past, like most recently, the reason why I like kind of fell off on them when it comes to fandom is the fact that they are just like so like. They're so, we want to win now. We don't give a fuck what it takes. Even if we draft great, even if we draft players like Julius, I don't want to fucking talk about Julius Randle. Not talking about Julius fucking Randle, not right now. You draft players like Brandon Ingram. You can draft guys like D'Angelo Russell, guys like Lonzo. Are those guys going to be, you know what I'm saying, career franchise altering players? No. But those guys are serviceable NBA players that you guys drafted. Don't let them go for cheap. Don't let them go just for a petty championship that happens at fucking Disney World. There's more important things that happen. Like the Lakers this current Lakers front office has not shown any desire to have longevity when it comes to their success. It's just like, okay, we're just gonna try to win now. It's not, all right, we're gonna build something. It's okay. The Lakers were bad for 7 years. When they were bad for 7 years, their goal never really seemed to be, okay, we're going to develop our players. Their goal was, okay, yeah, we're going to go after this guy in free agency. These big name, big fish. When that didn't happen, they weren't interested in trying to put a real cohesive team together. So it ends up falling apart every single season. You know what I'm saying? And this Russell Westbrook edition is the biggest case of that. Them just trying to fucking slap a Band-Aid on something and hoping that it works. It doesn't work. It does not work. You know what I'm saying? Now you have a guy who's just who's just completely unaware of what he wants to be. And worse than that, you got people on social media defending this nigga. Defending a guy who's saying, oh, I'm not worried about winning championships. At the end of the day, the sun still comes up. It's like, bro, what? Not here, nigga. If the Lakers miss the playoffs, the sun don't come up the next day in LA. It don't. For regular people who don't care about basketball, yes. But for Lakers fans, the sun don't come up the next day. For LA fans, no, Russ. You might love your family, and as you should, bro. You have a great family. Awesome. You're an amazing father, amazing guy. I'm not trying to take shit away from you as a person. But you on the basketball court has been a fucking shit show. And it, like, we need to stop all this, oh, but we need to worry about how he feels. Fuck how that nigga feels, man. That nigga is a professional basketball player. He knows that his admiration is a part of how he plays on the court. And if he's gonna play like shit on the court, how do you expect to get that same love and respect when present day you're playing like shit? Present day you're playing like shit. Like, and the main question for this is, what do the Lakers do with the situation? And the main thing for me is, I don't fucking know. At this point, you just have to lay in your bed and you have to just die with it. Whatever happens with this season is what this season is. You guys have got MVP LeBron for no reason, realistically. I don't see this team really winning I don't see this team winning a playoff series, honestly. Unless AD comes back and is an actual beast like he's supposed to be. I don't see this team winning a fucking playoff series. And now, honestly, I'll be real. This will probably be my last time talking about the LA Lakers. Because this shit is frustrating. Like I said, this is a team that I used to root for every single, like, religiously. These were my fucking guys, and for them to turn to just like I hate this rendition of them more than I hated when they were a shitty team. Like I hate this team more than when we had Jordan Hill and Robert Sacre and Earl Clark and who else and fucking and when we had Wayne Ellington and Kate Bazemore and Marshawn Brooks. I hate this team more than I hate that team, and those teams were shit. So, Lakers, get it together, bro. Get it together. So, like I was saying at the beginning of the episode, I most recently retired from this whole sports betting shit because, like I said last week, my money gotta mean shit to me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I got a family I gotta feed. You know what I'm saying? I got a newborn baby that I love, and I want him to, you know what I'm saying, have all types of nice shit. And he won't have that nice shit if his dad loses his fucking mind trying to bet on Julius Randle's over-under. So on this week's episode of NBA players fumbling my bag, we're just going to rip through it. We're just going to tear the Band-Aid off. I'm not trying to relive this shit for too long. So let's get into it. First things first, Julius fucking Randle. Julius, why do you do the things that you do? Why does basketball not mean anything to you? For you to put the performance that you did this week against the New Orleans Pelicans was a complete an atrocity. It was probably one of the most horrifying things that I have seen in recent memory. It was terrible. The over-under is I needed Julius Randle to score 15 points. Didn't even need him to score 20. I didn't need a dub. I didn't need a double-double. I needed 15 points. Julius Randle came out and gave me 4 points. I can fit the number of points he has on one hand. I can split it up onto 2 hands. And I still have 6 fingers I could do other things with. What are we doing, Julius? What are we doing? What is it to go? You told us that you was trying to play well. That doesn't show that you're trying to play well. That shows that you are there to collect a check. That is giving me De'Aaron Fox vibes. De'Aaron Fox doesn't give a fuck about the Sacramento Kings. That's a 4-point performance, a 4.2 rebound performance against the New Orleans Pelicans shows me you don't give a fuck. So, with this being said, if I do return to sports betting, Julius Randle, this is anything Julius Randle related. Not doing it. Keep it away from me. You're good. James Harden, you got me for a 2 for 1 this week, dog. Shit, I don't know what I did to you, but my bad. Honestly, whenever I bet on the Nets players, they tend to just kind of like sell me, honestly, except for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's the only person who really religiously I hit on, you know what I'm saying? But James Harden, so the parlay was I needed James, I needed Kyrie, I needed Bradley Beal to all score 20 points. First half, Kyrie's on a fucking mission. Kyrie gives me, I believe, 17 in the first half, so I'm like, all right, that's a lock. I know I'm gonna get Kyrie. Bradley Beal kind of scares me a little bit. He has 5 points in the first half, but I'm just like, listen, he has 24 more minutes against the Nets defense. No reason why he shouldn't be able to score 20 points. He ends up checking out, gives me 24. James Harden has 16 points going into the third quarter. Or I'm sorry, I want to say 16 at the end of the third quarter. James Harden is not. His score is 2 points for the remainder of the game. You would think that, maybe like, what I'm saying, the game got out of hand. Maybe it was a blowout. It was a blowout win for the Nets, and he wasn't able to hit. No. The Nets won that game by 1 point. So they could have used every bit of a 20-point game by James Harden, but gives me 18. That happened earlier in the week. Wasn't too upset. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. Whatever. Let's go fast forward. Okay, so after consideration, that second James Harden win doesn't really count. That kind of just happens in the flow of NBA basketball, so I can't be upset with that. But listen, the real issue that my main issue here is, why does my hometown hate me? Why do Knicks and Nets players constantly see a reason to attack me? Is it because I don't pay for cable? Is it because I'm not paying for SNY and Yes? I refuse. I'm not going to do it. But if you think that me losing money is going to entice me to want to pay for that shit, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. Are you shitting me, nigga? Nigga, I will miss out on every Knicks and Nets game to the day that I die, nigga, before I spend a fucking penny on the Yes Network or SNY. So, I'm not betting on the hometown no more. I'm not betting on the money line for the Nets and the Knicks. I'm not betting on no over-unders unless it's maybe Kevin Durant or Kyrie. Because although those are the only niggas who don't give a fuck. Fuck sports betting. And that's just what the fucking model for the series is going to be going forward. If the series does continue. Because I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to continue sports betting if I'm broke. We ain't got to everybody's favorite part of the show. You know what I'm saying? We have made it to the Player of the Week. If you don't know, this is an award that we give out weekly to players that we feel are going above and beyond and really showing their ass on the basketball court. The winners of this award are players like DeMar DeRozan, players like John Morant, players like the Fred VanVleet won last year. I don't know. I know LeBron won one. So this is really a high esteem award. You know what I'm saying? And for this week in particular, we've actually made history. In the week 4 or 5 week lifespan that has been the him player of the week, we have a 3-way tie. And those 3 players are Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic. Those 3 players this week have all come out and shown a different level of NBA big man. You know what I'm saying? They've always been pinnacle guys, but I feel like for the young generation coming up, those are the 3 guys that you can look at the big man position and you can have hope for. You know what I'm saying? They're guys that are they're multifaceted. They're skilled in many aspects of the game. They can all pass the ball extremely well. They've all developed great mid-range jumpers. Giannis most recently. They're dangerous at the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how they shoot percentage-wise, but Joel, Giannis, Jokic, if you leave them open, they can knock down a 3. So I think for kids coming up looking for the modern definition of what a big man is supposed to be, those are the guys that you want to look at. You know what I'm saying? And Giannis is a young guy. Giannis only being 27. I believe Jokic is only like 28. Joel is, I believe he's not in his 30s yet. So these are younger guys. You know what I'm saying? So this is a generation of bigs that kids are going to grow up with. And I feel like they're doing an excellent job. We talked about them earlier when it comes to their numbers for the MVP run. And I just feel like I couldn't honestly pick just one of them to give the award to. So they're going to split it. This will not be a common thing. I don't plan on giving it to multiple people at a time. But I just couldn't honestly pick one this current day and time. But listen, man, let's get on up out of here. Another Basketball Weekly in the books. Hope you guys enjoyed this week NBA basketball. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Basketball Weekly. So make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Yes, I'm still calling it Basketball Weekly for now because I can't come up with another name. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not really thinking that hard. So we'll get another name when that shit finally comes to us. You know what I'm saying? So like, comment, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, all that YouTube shit. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.